The mission of Incannex Healthcare is to change the lives of millions of patients that are suffering from the indications that we're currently targeting and developing new and novel pharmaceutical treatments for. The conditions and indications that we target have limited or no treatment options available, providing us with a significant opportunity to make long and real lasting changes in the lives of millions of patients suffering from these indications. And whilst doing that, providing a favourable outcome and return for our shareholders. In certain aspects, yes, it is undertreated. And the reason for that is there are no registered pharmaceutical treatment options available to patients. So the current standard of care is a CPAP mask. So there's a huge addressable market. We're looking at $10 billion plus annually. There are some key players in that CPAP market that are generating significant sums of revenue on a yearly basis based off the sales of the CPAP machine. However, these machines have an extremely high non-compliance rate. Some patients are unable to tolerate using the CPAP mask. It's uncomfortable, socially awkward, and can be quite cumbersome. So with what we're aiming to develop here is a potential treatment that is primed to disrupt a multi-billion-dollar addressable market and provide a favourable solution for patients suffering from obstructive sleep apnea. IHL-42X is a combination product of dronabinol and azetazolamide. It's a combination product that we have developed internally, de-risked this product through earlier stage clinical trials. And the hypothesis behind this program is that we target two different mechanisms for reducing AHI simultaneously. We've been able to validate this hypothesis through our earlier stage clinical trials, where we've been able to deliver overwhelmingly positive results and improve the lives of the patients suffering from obstructive sleep apnea in the initial phase 2 study that we did run. From there, we've been able to scale in and ramp up discussions with the FDA. We now have an IND opened, and we have a phase 2, phase 3 study underway, which is an exciting milestone for the company. So the RePOSA study, we reported approximately 2 weeks ago that patient dosing had commenced for the phase 2 component of this program. It's worth noting that it's structured as a phase 2, phase 3. In total, there will be 560 patients across 55 sites, across multiple jurisdictions. The vast majority of the sites will be located in the US. It is well underway at the moment. The phase 2 component, importantly, will have a data readout on the completion of that trial before rolling straight into the commencement of the phase 3. I'm pleased to report that patient recruitment has been tracking along extremely well. We've been recruiting for several weeks now, and we've actually had to put a halt to patient recruitment because we're at a level where we've got a significant number of patients going through the screening process at the moment, which could potentially fulfill the entire amount required for the phase 2 component of the program. So I'm very pleased to have that done over the first couple of weeks of the phase 2 trial. We expect to have data ready to present to the market towards the back end of this year, which will then allow us to scale into the phase 3 component, which will run throughout 2025. Well, I'll start with the impact. We hope to have great impact over the broader obstructive sleep apnea market. We expect, as I mentioned earlier in the call, that we're primed to disrupt a significant addressable market. So we want to make long and real lasting changes in the lives of the patients suffering from obstructive sleep apnea and provide an alternative to patients that aren't necessarily liking the treatment of the CPAP mask or are intolerant or are looking for something that could potentially be more efficacious with less side effects. What we're looking to get out of this trial is continued success. Look to replicate the data that we've already been able to generate in an initial phase 2 trial. So the primary endpoint in this trial will be the reduction in the apnea hypopnea index, which is referred to as the AHI, the gold standard for monitoring and diagnosing obstructive sleep apnea. So we want to continue to see a significant reduction in our primary endpoint, whilst continually proving that our drug is safe and efficacious over a long period of time. And we're excited to be able to demonstrate that.